jasmine, oolong, green, and white. Long ago, these 4 teas were skillfully brewed at the Blissful Brew. Then, everything changed when the shop's popularity threatened its existence. All Mr. Okuran, the shop's owner and tea master, could do was to recruit 4 teenage orphans to learn his trade and staff his shop. A year has passed since the orphans were hired, and although their skills have progressed, they still have a lot to learn before they can brew anything. But I believe that they have the potential to make the Blissful Brew the greatest tea shop in the world. Last time on Benders Brews, an Avatar Legends podcast. And welcome back to the Avatar Legends real play podcast that is Benders and Brews. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit there with, kind of saying the title after.
Benders and Brews!
Yes, Benders and Brews. Thank you, Michaela. Ouch. Harsh criticism.
I thought you said Benders and Booze.
Oh, booze. Oh, sorry. No, that'll be our Halloween episode. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 9. So today's question, I've got everybody here today, which is pretty awesome. Two episodes ago, we didn't have our man Broccoli Connor playing Broccoli. And then last week, we didn't have Michaela playing Meeka. We had Boys Night.
Boys Night?
I don't know what the one previous to that would have been called. We didn't really come up with a name for it. Well, it doesn't feel right when you say it.
But I wanted to say it.
You call it pre-Boys Night or something.
I gave you guys the Boys Night. I
suppose that is technically true. That is a technical fair point. Mm-hmm. Without you, we were able to have Boys Night. Anyways, so question of the day. What is the best way that your character uses to get a good night's sleep? What is it that they enjoy? You know, do they enjoy a nice warm cup of milk, or maybe there's a specific tea, or maybe some specific soothing tune they like to listen to? Maybe they got like a little music box or something. It freaks everybody else out, but you enjoy it. What do you got, Michaela?
what helps Meeka get a good night's sleep?
Well, she doesn't like to sleep, so she, just does stuff until she passes out.
So it's
Stuff is so vague.
Like read a book, take a walk.
stare into the abyss, as she
Yeah.
does.
Write
Yeah.
poetry.
Right, poetry.
Stare into the abyss is a
Someone's
great...
gonna break into
No,
her room at some
she
point.
doesn't write poetry.
Oh, she does sing though. We did
She-
experience
yeah.
that.
She's very
Read
lyrical.
her diary.
She reads her own diary.
Yeah.
That sounds almost narcissistic. Like, I wrote it and I'm gonna read it. I mean, I don't know, unless it's
I
like
lost the button.
proofreading.
I was sad.
Here's a limerick.
Here's a limerick about my button that I lost. While we all kind of mentally unpack that one, Bill, what do you use? Cameron playing Bill, rather. What do you use to get a good night's sleep? Answering for Bill, not Cameron, but you can answer for Cameron afterwards if you want to.
Nothing.
He just, I do honestly picture Bill. He just like lays there. And
He's
then
one of those
and then
annoying
eventually
people.
He's asleep.
No, he's one of those annoying people that as soon as his head hits the pillow, he just
Oh.
sleeps.
He's
That
gone.
is correct.
How is that
Yes.
He doesn't even use
How is that not
blankets.
annoying?
That's
We're not going
amazing.
to unpack
Yeah,
that situation.
it takes
It's
him
annoying
less
because
than-
we're all jealous of that.
takes him less
ability.
than a minute to fall asleep.
Goodness.
Once he lays his head on a pillow.
Like a full 10 seconds. He starts counting his sheep.
Depends on the day he's
One.
had.
I was just going to ask, actually.
No sound.
In that
Pitch
1
black.
minute between his head touching the pillow and him falling asleep, what does he do?
What? What's he do?
Yeah, like what's he doing? Does he
mind-
count sheep? Does he?
Mind blink.
Oh, okay. He just zones
Clean
fully
slate.
out.
Yeah, he doesn't dream either.
Oh.
It's pretty impressive.
Do you do that thing where he like
No,
leaves
I'm
his
joking.
body?
I'm joking.
Oh.
He actually does have something he does, but he sleeps in the pitch black. It's dark, but he sleeps with his staff in his arms.
It's like his teddy
like-
bear.
It's like his full
He's a
body
big softie.
weeboo pillow.
And sometimes he smooches it in his
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
smooches it in
I've
his
seen
sleep.
Does your
Mm,
staff have a name?
His staff have a name?
Yeah.
No.
infection.
Like how people name their cars.
No, he does not have a name for his staff. I don't know.
He has a staff, and I said it's named infection. Anyways, interesting. Okay, so he cuddles with his bow staff.
I wouldn't really say cuddles.
He just feels more secure.
That's
It's like a security
that's the better
staff.
way. It's like a secure thing, and also it makes him feel safe.
Right. Interesting.
Well,
Isn't that
he
what
sleeps.
secure means?
Yeah.
Safe, secure. Yeah, basically. I don't know. He always wants to feel like he's prepared, I guess, in
Right
case
on.
anything happens. It's like why you don't sleep nude, you know? In
Oh,
case if
yeah,
a
no.
fire starts, you have to run out completely nude, and
Can't relate to
it's a
that.
whole ordeal. So, in
Yeah.
case if a robber breaks in, well, he's got his staff right there.
Yeah, in case the
Robert
firemen are like, ew, that guy's naked.
We're not gonna help him.
Also, no one plays pranks on Bill while he's sleeping because
point.
they're afraid he'll just whack him with his staff while he's sleeping.
Classic. Awesome.
Brock learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Threw a rock in return. It's fine.
I would jump over to Brock for his answer, but I just have a weird thing about like the order in the table.
Nobody knows the order
Yeah,
of the
the order
table.
doesn't-
Oh, but
no
you
one-
would know the order of the table if you follow our Discord and saw the picture that Cameron just posted.
What?
Oh,
I'm not in it.
well, you can just assume. All right, so Dave playing Guohan. What does Guo do to get a good night's sleep?
So Guo goes to the upstairs of the shop. He goes and hangs a hammock in the top rafters above an open window. And he gets in there and he sleeps so he can hear the sound of the passing traffic. Because otherwise it's a little too quiet for him.
Oh,
he's
absolutely.
He's used to the hustle and bustle of a carnival and the weird animal noises, so better than nothing.
Yeah,
It's not quite the same. But
no, I can totally relate to that. Moving over to the final player, we've got Connor playing Brock. What does Brock got to do to get a good night's sleep in this dang town?
So, growing up in the farmlands.
Yes.
You got a lot of big critters that could come and try and eat you. So
Goodness.
I know it's terrible. So the way Brock learned how to sleep from a young age is what what I might affectionately call the Minecraft first night in hardcore sleep.
Okay.
He earth bends a chunk of earth out of the ground, steps into it, makes himself a little bed, and then shuts the top.
Oh my god.
As for protection, obviously, from the large
Do you
critters.
leave like a little air hole?
No, he
so can breathe?
suffocates every night.
No, you don't need it in Minecraft.
That's why he sleeps so good.
That's
That's how he sleeps so good. You know, he suffocates.
Brock enables cheats so that he doesn't have to breathe.
Man.
So that's only if he's out in the wilderness. If he's at home, he'll just make a stone bed with a stone pillow and a stone blanket.
It's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah, it's exactly like a weighted
You make
blanket.
your bed every night.
Yeah.
He makes his
You
bed
literally
every
make
So
night.
with the stone bed, you see,
Instead of in the
he still
morning, he
wants to
makes it
feel
at
like
night.
That's
he's
amazing.
suffocating. So the stone bed's probably 20, we'll
Who
say it's 2
hurt
feet
you?
off the ground. And so he'll earthbend a blanket above him, and he'll slam it down onto his torso. So the blanket is now flush with the top of the stone bed.
Okay.
So his body is inside the rock.
You're like mummifying yourself.
He's like Han Solo
Yeah.
in the carbonite.
Every night he does.
Wow.
Is it like one of those kids' toys? Not an Etch-a-Sketch, but the thing.
Oh, where you put your hand in it and then like
Oh, with
the
all the
things
little needles.
stick
Yeah.
out. Yeah, the other side. Yeah. What
Or
are
like
those
a
even
Han
called?
Solo and carbonite situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like that. That's how he sleeps every night.
We all have like put our face into it, even though we know like 100 kids have probably had their hands like all over that. Because you're just like, what would it look like, you know?
And that way, no one short sheets his bed.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Oh man, when he goes to like the mattress store and they're like, "Do you prefer them soft or firm?"
It's called a pin art board.
a pin art board.
I want a rock.
I want a rock. That's awesome. All right, perfect. Well, with our questions about sleep out of the way, let's get back to where all the characters are actively not sleeping in Benders and Brews. Guau and Bill are both hanging out over at the Blissful Brew booth. We've got Connor. Actually, I'll come back to that. We've got Meeka, who is masked and wandering about the mansion as far as we know.
Sleeping.
Not sleeping, that's correct. In her mask, trying to participate in this strange game that she suddenly has kind of found herself participating in all of a sudden at this rich party. Ironically, also wearing a mask and fancy attire is Brock, who has just managed to drop Madame Yang, who was in another room, through the wall, sort of dropped her into a hole.
Is he trying to put her to sleep?
Gave her that Minecraft
It's a real-
experience.
It's a real sleep-based episode for how awake everyone is. So I'm gonna kick things off with Brock, just because I'm sure we're all concerned. What are you going to do now that you've got Madame Yang in a hole?
All right, so I got Madame Yang in a hole.
You got Madame Yang in a hole.
I'm going to go into that room. Okay, I'm going to go into that room that Madame Yang was just in.
Okay. There are 2 individuals in there with her. Don't forget that. Technically 3. There's the hypnotized employee, and then there's the 2 that she had that were like guarding the door when she wasn't there.
Right. So in that case, I still have the lines on the floor.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna earthbend, just do like one of the little sidekick things.
Oh, okay.
Sidekick, and conjure a lid on top of the hole that I just put Madame Yang in
Okay.
from the other side, still in my little other room
It's
there.
like your pet bug.
Okay. So they are about to reach down. Her 2 like side bodyguards, whatever, about to like they're surprised. Obviously, everybody's taken aback when the hole like initially opens up and just swallows Madame Yang into it. So they're taken aback. So before they can respond and like grab her hand and try to pull her out, you kick the floor, shooting this rock slab outwards, covering the hole, putting a lid on it, much like you've done a couple times now to keep Dilbert inside of his little makeshift aquarium you guys have created.
Yeah.
So they are very surprised. They are looking about. Madame Yang is furiously shouting from inside of this hole.
Let me out! Let me out this instant! Ugh, unbelievable.
And they are just unsure what to do.
Okay. So, how many people did Madame Yang pull aside and before? So, like, out of, I think you said there were like, what, 24?
Yeah.
So, how did that, we'll say 24.
Sure.
How many did she pull aside before this interaction here?
Do you want me to include the one that's in there right now or not include that one?
Not including that.
Okay, so it'd be like 3.
Like 3, okay.
Yeah, she didn't get very far. And then, of course, there's one in the room right now. So, who is, like, equally confused, pretty startled, kind of just backing up and just standing against one of the walls, just kind of, like, very, just, like I said, confused, scared. The person he works for and who is, very controlling of him or her is just got swallowed up by a random hole in the floor and then resealed over. The mouth has closed, so to speak. So he let's go with he. He is very confused.
All right, so I'm gonna walk out of my room, walk out of the room I'm in.
Okay.
I'm gonna conjure up. I'm gonna earthbend, I should say, not conjure, a stone wall on the inside of the room next to me as I walk out and I go and confront the old man again.
Okay.
So that way they can't get out.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're basically, so keeping them from being able to get to the door in the first place. Okay. Yep. Yeah, you do that. So you basically pull up a wall on the inside of this room, causing them to be unable to get to the door. Got it. All right. Sounds good. You've essentially trapped them all into this space for the time being.
All part of the plan.
Awesome.
I'm going to go talk to that guy that said he was with Madame Yang in the last episode.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So you head out, and sure enough, he's still standing there, kind of eyeballing the booth from a distance, the Blissful Brew booth from a distance. Now, you had talked to him before, didn't you?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Okay, cool. And he says, "Oh, yes, hello, it's you again."
Yeah. I actually just met Madame Yang, the woman who said that you're here with.
Yes.
I just talked to her. She's a wonderful woman.
Yes.
We just had a lovely conversation. She sent me out to come get you. She said she needed you for something.
Okay. Where is she at right now?
Oh, she's towards the back. I can take you there, if you want.
Yes, of course. Yes, that would be great.
Absolutely. This house is a maze as it is. So it's best
it's so large and filled with so many rooms.
Oh, yeah.
I would lose myself if I lived here.
Absolutely.
The amount of cleaning a person has to do.
Yes.
And he follows you he's just kind of rambling on as you guys walk.
Okay, so as we're walking up to it, in conversation, I bring down the wall from the inside as we're walking up. I hide it with a sneeze, with a little...
Okay.
like how people hide a fart with a sneeze, something like that. I do that.
The old combo.
Yeah.
Can't
So
relate to that.
so I open the door, or I let him go first.
Oh, okay.
I let him go first in there, and can I just try and close the door behind him and then build a wall on the outside?
Okay. Let me play this out. So you say, "Oh, she's in there," basically.
Yeah.
You've lowered the wall and everything. He opens the door, and immediately a fist flies out and just punches him right square in the face. And then they grab him. The other, so one bodyguard is on one side inside the door. Obviously, they saw when the wall came down, and they quickly prepared themselves by the door to attack whoever came in. The other one's on the other side of the door, grabs him, who is now kind of stumbling a little bit because he just got punched in the face, pulls him into the room, slams him up against the wall, in which case you reseal.
Okay. So they grabbed him and throw him against the wall. Can I go back into my room and listen in?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, do I need to roll for that? Because I think I had to roll last time.
Yeah, give me just another... I'd say between the two activities of getting the timing just right with the wall and then going and listening, let's do rely on your skills and training.
Is that for bringing the wall down on time or for listening?
Let's just go with more listening.
Okay.
Because it does feel a little weird, because what if you, failed or something?
Rely on skills and training. That's focus. So I don't have 8. Oh, 5. Jeez.
All you're hearing is like Charlie Brown adult voices, just.
All right. Well.
But they don't. Though I guess if anything, the one thing that you do notice is that they don't sound. I don't want to say like violent, but kind of like aggressive. They sound like things have cooled down, possibly once they realized who it was.
Okay.
To the extent of they're not obviously wailing on him and probably apologizing.
Okay, so at this point, I'll just go back into the party and I'll try and mingle amongst the people while thinking of a next move.
Okay, sounds good. With that, I'm going to cut back over to the duo at the Blissful Brew. You guys are fiercely, serving customers as they come by, filling up teacups, filling up sort of those like side ingredients, whether it be the honey jar or the fruit, things along those lines that you can kind of decorate or put into your teas. Whatever the case, the sugar. You guys are trying to keep everything stocked and everything, and then Mr. Okuran, he approaches you guys. He is like sweating. He's actually sort of taken the top half of his robe off at this point.
Oh, goodness.
He's been both working super hard, with a lot of physical activity while he's been making this tea, and then to top it off, the tea is like the big pot is over a fire, so it's very hot where he's working from.
So is Mr. Okuran.
That's right. So he stands there in front of you in quite a state, and he says, "Oh, whoa, Bill, we have a bit of a problem. We're running out of ingredients. It seems that whatever's going on with the hot leaf juice inside, all the customers have come out here for tea, and I mean, on such a beautiful night as this, I can't imagine why not. And so, we've served too many customers, and we don't have much left. I'm not really sure what to do. Do you guys have any ideas?"
Yeah, we're down to our last crock of honey. What a bother. But
And to sneak in the Winnie the Pooh reference.
well,
I love how you conveniently waited. What a bother.
What a bother.
Wait for laughter.
Anyway,
yeah,
I'll do
we
a...
got a laugh track on this, right?
Beltane plays.
Well, didn't Meeka say they were gonna? She stopped somebody from going to the market, so there must be someplace nearby where we could get some more ingredients.
You might be right, but the thing I worry about is whether or not they're even still open. It is growing quite late. It looks like it's about maybe 8 o'clock or so, maybe 9. Do you know where Brock is? I haven't seen him in quite a while. But Meeka either. You think she's still having trouble changing into her uniform?
Brock's occasionally.
It's been 2 episodes.
Brock's busy stealing our teacups apparently, and Meeka is gone.
Meeka died. And Mr. Okuran falls on his knees and he starts, you can't tell if it's sweat or tears, but you assume by his coughs of emotion that it must be tears at this point. I don't understand. What could have possibly happened to her?
No, I think Meeka just got caught up in the party spirit, and it's like, a night such as this, I'm not gonna work.
Oh, that is a relief.
Is this not what you think of me?
You had me so worried.
Do you just assume that if we just disappear for a couple hours, we're dead, Mr. Okuran?
Well, not unless someone looks me in the eye and says that they're gone. For good. Bill, we need to work on your
I never
phrasing.
said for good.
You said she's gone. Like, really gone. Or
Well, I'm
something.
sorry, random patron. This is no discussion that belongs to you, okay? We'll get you your tea in time.
Some guy that's obviously, he doesn't even have a mask on because he lost the game already. Yeah, he's just like leaned over like, well, he did say he's gone.
Sure, yes.
Also, could I get some more honey?
We're down to our last smack roll, apparently.
No bother.
No bother.
Is that what he says? It's a lot of input from this guy.
And he walks away drinking his raw
As a
tea.
person who actually, knows nothing about tea, I have zero solutions for this situation.
That's okay, pal. I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, so I could just leave.
Wait, well, hold on now.
No, that's
Can you go find Brock?
Can I find Brock? Sure, I guess I can find Brock. I mean, I kind of know what he looks like. He's currently in a disguise, so that's a little weird.
Oh, that's true.
We worked together for 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't
because he
think
showed
it's
up and took our tea
Oh, yeah.
in a disguise, and then I assumed someone was just stealing our tea, and then Brock was like, no, it's me, and started winking at me under a mask. Which I was still confused, because a lot of people have been winking at me under masks tonight. So.
Wait, are you telling me that Brock was able to wink at you? Oh, I'm so proud of the boy. He's been practicing his wink. He always blinks instead of winks. And I've tried everything to try to, I've held his eyelid open for him. Anything it takes, because he was really intent on learning to wink, and I can't believe tonight was the night,
You know, Mr. Okuran, have you ever been told that you just do too much for us?
Nothing is too much for you guys.
Okay.
I love all of you so much, and you've brought so much joy to my life.
Well,
I wish I could have seen it. Seeing Brock wink for the first time would have been like watching a child learn to
Am I okay
take
to
their first
leave?
step.
Okay, Mr. Okuran, can I leave now? Like,
You're gonna come back, right?
no, I'll be gone. And with that, Bill just starts walking away with his staff.
Such a jerk.
And he turns around. He says, watch the shop, Guau.
Okay. I'll do what I can.
All right, so Bill, you walk off into the party. Brock, you said you were just gonna go mingle, so
Yeah, just sort of blend in, keep a low profile. I guess I could probably go back and check out the Blissful Brew.
sure. Well, then on your way, you actually run into Bill, who obviously isn't wearing a mask, and he more or less notices yours. And Bill's a pretty attentive guy, I'd say, so he remembers which mask and stuff you were wearing and catches you.
Bill walks up behind Brock, and he's like, there's the tea culprit I've been looking for. And it scares Brock. She's like, oh.
Okay, you steal 2 glasses, 2 teacups, and suddenly you're labeled as a criminal. So what are you doing out here? Why aren't you manning the pop-up shop?
Well, you see, there's been how busy is it around us?
In your immediate space?
Yeah.
I'd say you're probably still inside the mansion, so pretty busy.
Bill's gonna kind of usher Brock to the side.
Okay.
And he's gonna, under his breath, he's gonna say, well, you and Meeka have done a great job, because apparently every single customer from Hot Leaf has just been coming to our stand, Blissful Brew, and now we're out of supplies.
What kind of supplies do you need? Like everything?
I have absolutely no idea, because I don't know tea. Mr. Okuran just said we're out of ingredients, so...
Well, it just so happens I know where some ingredients are.
The ones you ditched for us?
Yeah, they may or may not have been launched into the topiary maze in the backyard.
You threw them into the maze?
I didn't throw them. I launched them.
You launched them. Well,
Yeah.
that is cooler. I will admit that, but
And if I can get a bit meta here, if I recall correctly, my roll made it to where they're all condensed in one location. So we find one card, we can find them all, and then we would not be in the weeds.
if that's where ingredients are, let's just go right there and start looking, I guess.
All right, how good are you with mazes?
Oh, I'm a natural.
Then I'll let you go.
Wink.
Hey, don't weaken me. That's my thing.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
worked
you
really
just
hard on
apparently you just mastered it. I don't.
Oh yeah, did Mr. Okuran tell you? Did he tell you how he held my eyelids open?
Yeah.
What a guy, right? What a guy.
That's one way to describe him. And with that, Bill starts leaving to go to the maze.
All right, I guess I'm by myself again.
Hey everyone, Skylar the Game Master here to share with you another review we received on iTunes from one of our amazing listeners who took a little time out of their day to share their appreciation for the show. Great like a warm cup of tea. The story is best described as a slice of life with dash of crime. The characters and their light-hearted antics, which include kidnapping a cephalopod, balances the show's serious foundation of giant corporations obliterating small rivals in a quest to create a bland culture that can be easily commodified and sold. Overall, this show has been a delightful surprise. The premise, a local tea shop's struggle to take back a contract from a national tea chain, creates a fun, intimate, and focused story. A big contrast from the epic adventures of the Avatar franchise on which it's based. A sprinkling of sound effects and voice acting, as well as excellent editing, makes for a polished product anyone, not just the fans of the show, can enjoy. We, the cast of Benders and Brews podcast, just want to say an absolutely massive thank you to Willow for writing such a thoughtful review. It's audience response like this that really makes the show and all the hard work that we put into it totally worth it. If you listen through iTunes or you have an Apple account, it would really mean a lot to us if you would also take the time to drop us a review there and let us know how we're doing. It helps the podcast and assists in promoting the show through the Apple Podcast platform so that others can find and enjoy the podcast as well. And it sure would mean a lot to all of us who spend hours recording and editing the show. Once again, a huge thank you to Willow for this review. Now let's get back to the show.
I mean, Brock, you can follow me if you want.
Can I launch you in the maze?
No.
Then I don't want to go.
Okay, well.
Oh, wow.
Walk through a maze.
All right. So, Bill, you head to the back. Meeka, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was supposed to find an outfit, so I'd be more in a disguise.
Right.
And then I was going to go into the maze just for kicks and giggles.
Okay, because you've found an outfit at this point.
Oh, well, then I'm in the maze or headed to the maze.
Okay, you're headed to the maze. Let's go with
whatever
that. Okay.
time goes.
So you are headed to the maze.
You have a mask on too, right?
That's right.
Okay.
You can't.
What kind of mask do you have on?
I don't know what you look like, so.
A fox.
Oh, okay.
A white
She's
fox.
a kitsune.
Yep.
So she's headed to the maze, and you see Bill as he is also approaching the opening of the maze. And obviously he doesn't recognize you. You just look like, a party goer with a mask on and everything. But you recognize him because he does not have that kind of stuff on. Just putting that info out there. I mean, if you want to do something with it or not, whatever you want to do.
Bill just kind of walks past this stranger, goes, excuse me? And he, shimmies past her.
I'm gonna...
Left or right?
I'm gonna follow him like a shadow.
Always go right. That's what my papa taught me.
And standing outside of the maze is a servant. And they go, "Oh, are you going to go into the maze today?"
Yeah, I'm going
tonight? Right. Okay. Well, just so you know.
Is there a map?
No, there is no map of the maze. Oh. That would really ruin
the
fun.
Helps me be more of a natural.
But just to forewarn you, there are rumors that a spirit lives inside of this maze.
We love that.
What kind of spirit we talking?
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, we love
Joke's
that.
on you.
Is this the spirit? Oh, no.
Oh, I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
They say it is the spirit of lost things. And they say if you find it, it will help you find something that you've lost. But only if you can solve its riddle.
That's where the riddle.
Well, I'm not really... Okay, I guess I'll solve it. I am a little high-strung right now because of a lot of stress in the party and stuff, and no promises on... Anyways, I'm walking in now.
Okay, we'll have a nice time in the maze.
Nice time.
Sounds like you could have used Guohan in the spirit of secrets.
Isn't Guohan the smart one of the party?
Yeah.
Like, you can go get him.
No, Bill...
No, he's determined.
See, that's the problem with Bill. He's determined to find this crate because that was the mission he was sent out on, and he would feel like he would look like a bit of a doofus if he came back empty-handed because of a little spirit.
Can I make this really difficult for you? Because if he's only going to go right, I want to go left.
That's just going to make things really difficult then.
All right. Oh. So Bill goes right, and...
Are you actually going to go left? I thought you were following me.
Well, I was, but then I say left and you say, no, I'm going right, and I go left.
I'm not listening to instructions from a stranger, let alone a servant.
Bill was taught very well by his parents about avoiding strangers.
Person, basically.
I'm not talking about you as the servant.
Rich people can still be strangers, Michaela.
Yeah, but they don't look like a servant is what I'm getting
the other
at.
person was the servant.
Because he said, I'm not taking directions from a stranger, much less a servant.
Oh.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
That's classic.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right, so Bill, you go to the right, and you're walking along and stuff like that, and eventually you come across like another couple. You come across a couple that is walking through the maze, very romantically holding hands, giving each other goo eyes. They see you, they're like oh, and they like kind of act like they weren't canoodling or anything, until you pass them. And then you walk a little further and you start to realize that there's a lot of couples in this maze. Because you pass like maybe one or two more couples giggling amongst themselves, things like that. It's kind of awkward. They eye you a little bit weird because you're by yourself. You kind of get the feeling that the whole idea of like going into a maze at night is really a couples thing. I mean, obviously you have a mission, but I digress. At one point, you actually hear someone shout, "Hey, honey, I found a banana mango over here. What's that doing in this maze?"
What direction is that coming from?
It's coming from, like, it'd be straight ahead of you, minus the fact that there's, hedge walls straight in front of you.
Can Bill stick his hand through the hedge wall?
Yeah.
Does it go out the other side?
You'd have to take like maybe 2 to 3 steps to get all the way through.
Can Bill just like back up and just jump through it?
Since you're doing it this specific way, I'm gonna say push your luck.
9.
9? Okay. So you successfully just kind of start plowing through these walls in this maze. The downside is that you get like real scraped up pretty bad. You take a fatigue.
Am I on the other side now?
Mm-hmm.
As the people who said something on the other side?
Yeah, you see a man in a very fine robe. He's wearing a mask, and he's standing there holding a banana mango, and he's shouting for somebody. And then he sees you just like burst through the maze. He's like, he tripped. Clutches his banana mango.
I tripped.
Are you okay?
No, I tripped.
Oh, dear me. Oh, yes, yeah, let me help you up here. Take my hand.
Sure. Bill takes his hand, stands up. And then Bill just kind of walks around him and then just starts looking for a crate or something.
I dare say, sir. What was it that you are looking for?
The mango thing you got there.
Well, I can give it to you after I showed my fiancée.
I don't care if you keep it. It's just, that came from something else in
It came from the ground, so I don't really want to keep it.
I don't want it either. I'm just looking for
similar. I guess I'll toss it once I've... Oh, yes. Well, I found a trail of fruit leading just over behind, around the corner here.
Bill's gonna look around the corner. Does he see a trail?
Yes.
Is it, like, laid one after another?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, this is a little suspicious.
Playing with me.
Well, Bill's gonna start, he's gonna say, well, thank you. That's exactly what I've been looking for.
Well, I was lost in this maze. Can't even find my fiancée, but I sure helped you find something.
I love your laugh.
Well, thank you.
Okay, I'm leaving now. Bye, sir.
Bye. Have a nice night.
You got roasted for being single.
Yeah, he never actually had a fiancée. He's just been shouting for, like, somebody that doesn't even exist.
Hey, maybe he'll find someone else who is also lying about a fiancé, and then they will be perfect for each other.
He'll have a lovely night with his banana mango.
Aww.
Oh, no. Anyways, we are...
Smoothies, yep.
Yeah, smoothies. Many smoothie adventures. I will follow the trail.
All right, so you follow this. Well, it's a very short trail because you quickly find the crate.
Oh, look at that
stuff. It's like one of the corners is busted, and that's where stuff kind of spilled out as it like hit the ground. The fruit itself, I mean, for the most part, is intact. Especially the stuff that's still like inside the crate. It's just like one of the corners kind of just like got obliterated, and some of the fruit kind of spilled out on the trail, a little distance, just from the impact, basically.
Bill's going to kind of pick up close fruit, and then
Okay.
just kind of rub it on his vest, and he's just going to place it into the crate.
Okay.
And then he's going to pick up the crate and then start heading back the way he came.
All right.
Pick up the crate.
Yeah.
You're transported to a graveyard.
Oh!
Oh, it was a port key. Ooh.
What game are we playing?
We have left Avatar Legends and we have entered Avatar Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, yep. So you start, picking up all this fruit and stuff like that. Now, when you say you go back the way you came, does that include plowing through several hedges?
No, I would just go back down the way I came, and then I would just hop through the hole I made.
Right.
And then just go back that way.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, after a while, it takes you maybe a little bit longer. Like, you have to double back a couple of times, but all things considered, you're eventually able to figure out where it was that you were supposed to be.
because I'm a natural at mazes.
Sure. But whatever the case, yeah, okay, so you make it outside of the maze.
I go back to the Blissful Brew stand.
Okay. On your way back, you notice a hot leaf juice employee that's walking by.
Uh-huh.
And just, out of the corner of their eye, you see them notice you and see your crate full of ingredients labeled with their logo on it.
Oh, is it? Well, I guess I wouldn't know that. I didn't look.
That's okay. And turns and starts walking somewhat aggressively towards you.
Does Bill see this?
Yes.
He's just going to keep walking the same way he's going.
Okay. Eventually, this employee, this HLJ, sounds so weird to say it like that, employee manages to catch up to you, and they're like, "Hey, what do you think you're doing with that box?"
I'm taking it to my stand.
Roll a trick. I know you might not intentionally mean it as a trick, but the way you phrased it, technically, I mean, you could be like
5.
Oh, okay. He sees that you have the Blissful Brew uniform on, and he says, "What are you doing with our fruit? This must be the fruit that's been missing all day."
Bill's going to quickly and obviously glance at the side of it, where he now sees for the first time it's got a clear logo on it. He goes, "Oh, well, I found it in the maze."
I was gonna say.
And I figured, something lost in the maze clearly isn't being used. So I figured, my tea company, I was just in the maze, and I was like, hey, my company could use this.
I feel like you guys must have taken it and stashed it in the maze until later.
Why would, if we wanted it, why didn't we just take it?
Because then people would have seen the big old logo on the box when you guys first started and would have been like, what's up with that? I don't know.
I didn't actually see this logo, so clearly that would have been a problem earlier.
Yeah, well, now that you've seen it, you know that it doesn't belong to you. Now give it back.
Nah.
He seems like he's getting kind of upset, and he starts to, grab the box. Like he's going to try to rip it out of your hands.
Hey, buddy, no one likes your guys' tea.
Well, because we don't have all our ingredients.
That's not what I've been hearing. I've been hearing it just tastes bad, and honestly,
because we don't have all our ingredients.
They're all coming to our stand, and I've already had a couple of your friends trying to steal our tea, and I had to beat them off with a stick. Oh, this stick, and he kind of motions at the stick behind him. He goes, "Yeah, so I want to do it to you, but I will do it to you. Just let go of the tea, and I'm gonna leave you alone."
All right, roll an intimidate.
9. I'm gonna do it to him
So
if he does any more.
Succeed, and he has to pick one of these options, but he gets to pick. He's going to attack you, but he's off balance. So I'm going to mark a condition for this hot leaf juice employee.
Exchange.
Okay, so he is marked angry.
I know an action I want to do.
Okay.
But I don't know what it would fit under.
Okay.
I wanted to, when he advanced to me, to toss the crate at him.
Okay.
So that he would catch it, and then when he was going to catch it, and he would be off balance by the weight he's quickly catching, Bill would take out his staff and then sweep his legs.
Right. Let's call it a strike, because one of the options on strike is to have them mark a condition.
Okay.
And so what you could do is mark a condition to have them basically stunned. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, sounds good. He's also going to take the advance and attack option. So, but players, I believe, roll first. So go ahead and do yours.
12.
12. Oh wow. Okay,
Jeez.
so you get to pick
Give him a
double
wedgie.
check here. Yeah, you get to choose. You can mark 1 fatigue to use a learned technique. You can use 1 practice technique. You can use 2 basic or mastered techniques. So you have quite a bit of options here. I mean, you said you were going to... I mean, honestly, if you wanted to, you could just do... I think technically speaking, you're not supposed to take the same one twice, but I don't see an issue with it. Especially given the way that you described it. If you wanted to strike twice, since the first one is to essentially throw the box at him.
Could I, for example, strike him, which knocks him to the ground, and then pressure him?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I do that, then I knock him to the ground. And then, because my idea was after he's fallen to the ground, he's got this crate, in his hands, kind of stumbled the ground. Maybe he even dropped it.
We could say that he's trapped.
But he took
Since
it.
you can
Yeah,
mark a
it's-
condition, you could say he's trapped.
I don't care which one it is, because regardless of how he lands, Bill's then just going to point the staff at, the side of his head.
Okay.
And he's going to say, I'll be taking that box of crate. I'll take that crate now.
Okay, so I'm just going to say, yeah, okay, so you throw the crate at him like you said you would.
Yeah, just toss it, yeah.
Him being, ready to attack you, it throws him off balance. He's not expecting it. So he catches it, but in the process falls backwards. Now this, 80-pound crate of fruit is on top of him. And he's just, laying there practically sprawled out. He's trying to push it up. You put your bow staff up to his head, and you say, I'll be taking that fruit now. And he says, yeah, go ahead, take it. It really hurts.
Okay, and then Bill's just going to, give him, a look that's don't mess with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to slide the staff back onto his back and then just pick up the crate off of him.
Okay, sounds good. You pick up the crate. The guy kind of lays there for a second. I mean, he's kind of just, oh, gosh. Trying to catch his breath, essentially. So he's not bothering you.
Okay, Bill's going to just kind of pick up the crate, and he's going to start walking away.
Okay. Eventually, you do see that, you kind of look back,
Yeah.
and you notice that, he does stand up. He looks pretty beat up, and he just kind of limps back into the mansion.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Bill assumes that won't be the last of him, but he already has a plan. So
Sure.
now that he knows that there's a marking on that crate,
yeah.
he's going to look at them around the box. Was it only on one side of the box, or was it
I'd say one on each side.
on the wide sides or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's going to hold it on those logos. That's how he's going to hold it. So his hands are kind of covering those logos. And then when he gets to the crate, he's going to be like, "Oh, Mr. Okuran, look, I found some fruit. Maybe we can make more fruit teas,
Oh my gosh, where did you find this fruit?
Funny enough, I found them in a hedge maze.
What?
Apparently, I think it was part of a game. I don't know for sure, but I figured,
kind of like the mask game.
I figured, fruit and tea sounds good.
Oh, yeah, obviously, yes. Let me see.
And he
And
reaches
says,
over.
"Oh, wait, hold on." And he takes Bill, then walks over to the cart.
Okay.
And he sees an open spot, and he's just going to turn the crate over
Sure.
and flip it over and just dump all the fruit into the cart.
Careful. We don't want to bruise it.
Oh, it's fine. This fruit's been through worse.
Oh,
and
boy.
he,
It's a big old crack on that box.
And takes the box after. He's like, "Oh, take a look at it. See, it's pretty
Yeah,
good
oh,
fruit."
yeah,
And
oh, yeah.
when Mr. Okuran looks down, Bill's then going to snap the sides of the box on the sides of the box when he's not looking.
Oh, okay.
He's sure he's going to hear, and he'll look up. He'll be like, "Oh, the box was bad. Ugh, I'll get rid of it." And then Bill just starts taking the pieces, and he finds
You want to throw him in the fire?
he finds a fire, and he just
Saves
tosses
me
them
a
in the
trip to
fire.
go get more wood.
Yeah, finds a fire, tosses them, and then walks back. He's like, "Yep, there you go."
Oh,
Problem
so strange.
solved.
Some of these ingredients are exactly what my recipe calls for.
Oh, well.
This is quite the strange game. Did they plan this explicitly for us?
I feel like they planned it for us in Hot Leaf Juice. They had said, oh, well, let's take their ingredient list and let's get them a restock and hide it on the What? These guys, these rich people, Bill, I tell you what.
I don't know, but the rich people that were in the hedge maze really were loving these fruit.
Oh, they were...
One guy wouldn't shut up about it.
Oh, so he did open up this game to the whole party.
Yeah, so but I felt like, fruit in a maze versus fruit that's accessible to all in a tea would be slightly better, so that's why I kind of took it for myself. I didn't ask anyone. Maybe I should have asked, like, Steven with a V, but
Yeah. Well,
we're here now.
I'm sure, like you said, I mean, why else would a crate full of fruit be in a maze?
That's what I thought, too.
That's too ridiculous to possibly be, like, a storing place. I mean, some of these fruits have to be kept cold. And,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It just seems ridiculous. Anyways, fantastic find, Bill. You did very good. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Calling me blown away. I'm just... All right, anyways, let's get to work. Let's get this tea going.
All right, and Bill just kind of takes up his usual position in the front to serve customers, and I guess he's now promoting the fresh fruit tea that they just got in stock. So
now, Guo, out of curiosity, while they were gone, we'll do a little bit of backtracking. Is there anything you were up to specifically? You had a lot of customers coming by. They wanted tea. You were kind of like draining the little bit left you guys had in the pot. I mean, you might have even been, I don't know, watering some down maybe, adding a little extra water to it to make it last. Mr. Okuran obviously is just doing his best to really just maximize the ingredients that you guys have left. So
Guo was he was doing like flights of tea samples.
Oh, okay.
To make the most use of what they had left.
Sure. Some of the people would walk by and they'd be like, "Oh, is this alcoholic tea?"
It can be if you supply your own.
Oh, BYOD. Bring your own drink, you say? Oh,
yeah.
And then he calls out. He's like, "You there, servant, bring us raspberry cordial."
He's talking to me.
No. He's talking to like just a passerby servant. And the servant says, "Oh, yes, right away, sir," and rushes off back into the house. And shortly after, brings out a bottle of this wine, which he then takes some flights of your. Is that what you call them? You just call them flights, right? Like they're just. Yeah, the glasses. Right. Okay. He starts pouring just a little bit of wine in each one of them, and he starts kind of like handing them to some of his friends that he's gathered around him. He's like, "Oh, let's try them." Oh, this is quite delectable.
Say, I could heat that up for you if you wanted to.
Sure.
So he takes it, he puts it in a pot. And heats it over the fire.
Okay. To allow it to kind of like fully mix into itself. Okay. Reserve it back. Ooh, quite the experience.
I made this for you.
Drink my hot tea wine. The irony of the situation is that it's actually brought more customers over because now you've got these people, these high society people that are just excitedly sipping away at this tea wine that they've kind of, with your help, discovered. And they're like, "Who do you serve? Do you serve this at your tea shop? Is this one of like the late night specials?"
It's kind of a secret menu item. You ever heard of that?
Oh, no. I've heard many secrets, but not about a secret menu.
Only those in the know can ask for it,
Oh, well, does that mean that I now know?
And I just tap my nose.
He taps his nose back. He says, "Oh, sir."
And then, is that guy who asked for the cordial still around?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's the one you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's him. Yeah. He's kind of taking the lead on this whole thing.
Hey, would you mind? We're actually running low on some of our supplies. Would you mind getting that servant to bring us some more some more of this cordial?
Oh, of course. Excuse me, servant. Could you supply them with whatever you need? I would like to make sure that this drink is kept on tap all night long.
Yes, thanks. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm a little young to be asking for that. He'd probably think I'm up to
yes,
no
of course,
good.
of course. I see. It's funny. Yes, no, yeah. If you guys keep this coming, I tell you what, I'll make sure everybody from this whole party stops by your booth.
When I left the stand with Guohan in charge, I did not expect it to come back to it turned into a bar.
He's running a little.
He's running a distillery over there.
He's gone for 15 minutes and you turn it to
This is what Guohan dreams of doing when Mr. Okuran gives the shop to him eventually.
You know what the real
You can
humor to
only
this?
dream.
It all started with him giving that one really weird drink to that drunk guy, and how his dream
He's
has
like,
been.
he liked it. What else can I make? Well, and then I think that the real humor to this too is that Guo's idea to make tea wine is obviously greatly receptive by people, but Guo's idea to hold a block party got shot down pretty dang fast.
Because beating people up and stealing from rich people is way
I suppose that
That was
fair.
Guo secretly trying to get his alcoholic tea out there. We shot it down, so he's like, I've got a different way. I'll wait till they're all gone.
This is going to be like the next big thing. Mr. Okuran is so like focused on trying to make sure that all his ingredients last and whatnot that he has no idea that Guo is doing what he's doing. But obviously, it's working. So
Yeah, like he's stoking the fire. Guo is just like pouring the wine into the kettle
yep.
right next to him.
He turns his back and he pours some in the. It's okay. Everybody here's an adult. I'm spiking the tea. Oh gosh. Well, we are gonna have to. Okay. Well,
No wonder
after
people prefer this over hot leaf.
yeah, that's right. They got more than they were bargaining for. So you continue to do that. Eventually Bill comes back. This is what happens when we have two characters that both start with B. So Bill
Rock
returns.
could come back. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I could, but it's
Bill-
not my part of the story.
Bill returns to Blissful Brew's booth to find that there are even more people there than when he left. Excitedly getting drinks right now at your booth. You're almost confused as to like where is it all coming from.
So you had that conversation with Mr. O, and then I'm like, oh, some of this fruit would be perfect for a garnish on this new drink I came up with.
Yeah, everyone, hey, Guao, and Bill's gonna kind of take a little Guao to the side with the furries. Go, hey, what's this special order they keep asking for? Like they keep coming back asking for seconds and thirds, and I don't remember this secret menu.
Oh yeah. Also, by the way, Bill, every time someone asks for the secret menu drink,
I swear, do they wink?
they wink at
Oh, come on, these people.
And they tap their nose.
They tap their nose, that's right.
They're asking for a secret menu and winking at me? What did you do while I was gone?
Don't tell Mr. Okuran. But, yeah, we were running out of stuff. And I was trying to stretch it as much as I could. I was doing like samples and flights of different kinds.
Oh, smart. Yeah.
And then this one guy, that guy right over there.
Oh, the guy in line for his fifth? Yeah.
You just hear,
Yeah, the one staggering. He asked for some wine, some cordial. It's like fruity wine well, obviously wine's fruity, but
extra strong.
he was putting it in his drink, and that gave me an idea. Maybe we could heat that up. So I did, and that's what's in the kettle right now.
So
You see, like Mr. Okuran happily stirring.
So you... Oh, I fully understand now. Okay. You know what? I love this idea. I think it's going to bring even more customers.
yes, it has.
We really need to keep this hush because I'm pretty sure Mr. Okuran does not have a liquor license. So, yeah. Especially if he finds out a, how you say, Miner was the one serving the liquor, I think that might be even more of an issue. But worst comes to worst, Gohan, I'll take the blame. Don't worry about it. And Bill just kind of turns around and goes, special order coming right up. And Bill gives them a wink.
Wonderful.
He's adapting.
And I'll work on making some fake mustaches just in case.
See? That's why we keep you around, Gohan. You're the man with the plan. Bill's going to turn around looking. Gohan's fancy, nice mustache.
Cut a little bit of hair off of his head and just stuck it to his upper lip. We're going to transition real quick over to Meeka. Meeka, who is currently wandering through the maze.
I'm not wandering. I know where I'm going.
Well, she knows exactly where she's going. Where are you going then?
The center of the maze.
Okay. Sure enough.
How would you know you're there?
Sure that there's some like elaborate thing in the middle of the maze. Like that's how most fancy mazes are. Once you get to the middle, there's something cool.
That's where all the people...
The crates never ended up in the middle of the maze.
They're not looking for the crates.
Oh, you just went to wander the maze?
I'm trying to hide from everybody.
I think she assumed Bill was going through the maze.
HLJ is looking for
the
me.
maze.
HLJ's out to get
I think she's like racing Bill secretly.
No, I'm not racing. I literally am going into the maze so people can't find me.
That's smart.
Well, you got to be prepared for some riddles.
I can do
and
that.
And also for a lot of people making out.
Oh, yeah. There's a ton of
that. That's probably in the middle of the maze.
As long as I don't have to make out, that's fine.
I would certainly hope not, because your character's under 18, right?
No, she's like 18. 17?
I think
17.
I think we all agreed everyone here is 17, but Gohan, who is
15?
Yeah, I'm 17.
14,
so I guess I'm still a
14,
minor.
That's what I thought. So the last one who should be serving alcohol
is the 14-year-old.
That's why Bill was like, I'll take the blame if anything, because like a 17-year-old serving alcohol is a little more forgiving than
whatever, 17.
A 14-year-old serving alcohol.
Okay, so Meeka, I'm going to have you roll and assess the situation.
You just can't take it that I'm so good at what I do.
Well, one of the questions in here is literally, what is my best way out, in, or through? So
what's assess the situation?
It is creativity.
Creativity. Ooh, that's 11.
11. Okay.
Yep.
So you can actually ask 2 questions out of the list. So the list includes, what here can I use to blank? You insert the blank. Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? And what's my best way in, out, or through? Oh, and then there's also who or what is in the greatest danger.
Well, I obviously want the best way in, out, or through.
Right, to get to the center.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're able to essentially deduce your way through to the center of the maze.
So what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay, actually, I'm going to use that. So part of since Meeka is literally just on her way to the center of the maze with the idea of just trying to avoid people finding her, basically what she's on the lookout for, it's less about what she's on the lookout for and more what she finds. She finds a strange, glowing sort of like wisp, like a cloudy wisp that leads her through the maze. If she chooses to follow it, I assume.
Why not?
So as you follow this weird, strange, glowing blue wisp, you are able to find your way to the center of the maze. And in the center of the maze is a spirit. It resembles sort of like one of those eyes, A-Y-E. They're kind of like almost monkey-looking. They have huge eyes.
Oh, I know.
They're very small. And it's sitting there wearing clothes. And as you kind of look around you,
Can I keep it?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay. Just to say, I'm glad for one that Bill Dorr did not run into the spirit, because Bo Staff would have probably hit it if it tried to jump out.
It would have just went right through it.
I don't think these are real spirits.
Something that you
you're winking at me. Okay.
Something that you notice as you approach this, you look around. You've been really focused on this mist, and obviously the walls of the hedge maze kind of obscured your view. But as you've stepped out into the center, the world and the sky around you do not look like they did.
Is it red?
More like an auburn, kind of a burnt orange color. And something just feels really foreign about where you've stepped into. And this spirit being actually is sitting facing away from you, but its head turns
Like an owl?
all the way around to look at you with its giant eyes.
That's when it would
I
have gone
love
ahead.
that.
And it says,
Hello, my name is Ushide. Welcome to the center of my maze.
and with that, we will call episode 9 to a close. Thank you so much for listening to our show. Of course, don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast through whatever podcast site that you're using, such as iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and others. Additionally, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just look for the social media icons. Following us on social media gives you access to all news, announcements, and of course new episodes as they are released. You can check out our website, bendersandbrews.com, which will feature all of our episodes as well as news, announcements, and even cool character and player profiles. It's a great hub of information for the Benders and Brews podcast. And finally, we would be truly humbled if you would be willing to take the time to leave us a review if your podcast site allows you to do so, such as on iTunes. Or, in the case of YouTube, you can hit the like and subscribe button and drop us a comment. Tell us about what you thought about our podcast episodes. It sure would mean a lot to us. Avatar Legends is a tabletop role-playing game created by Magpie Games. Nickelodeon, Avatar, and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarks of Viacom International Inc., all rights reserved. I also want to thank the following artists who you can find on Fiverr for their amazing creative work on this podcast. Character art was done by alessiopapadraw. Background art by Kennicchi. Music by Joe Timms 215. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.